documents. It's the reason we're on these machines, is the documents that we produce. And documents are like children. You have to look after them for their entire life cycle. So one of the things that we say to people about documents is that when you're going to be the owner and custodian of documents, you need to realize that you should organize them very well. You shouldn't do a half job of organizing your documents, because over the lifespan of you working for a company, you'll end up with thousands and thousands and thousands of documents. So you have to be very rigorous about organizing your documents, deleting the ones you no longer need, keeping the ones that you do want in a organized fashion. It's a very difficult thing to do, and because no one's actually organizing their documents well or deleting their documents when they don't need them anymore, we end up storing a lot more than what we need, and we end up backing up a lot more than what we need, which makes the cost of running IT a lot more expensive than what it should be. So definitely make sure that your documents are very well organized. Use an online service like Dropbox, OneDrive, or Google Drive to back them up to the cloud. Encrypt your hard drive, or at least encrypt the folders that you work in. Have an offline copy, and the offline copy can be something like versioning, which is built into OneDrive. But ransomware is a problem, and it's still around. It's not as prevalent as what it was when it came out, but there is this nasty thing that creeps out and encrypts all of the documents you have, and then demands some Bitcoin to unencrypt them. And I noticed that a lot of people just pay the Bitcoin to get the keys from the hacker so that they can get their documents back. But certainly just a little bit of preparation and you wouldn't need to worry about that. You can use online sharing to keep your documents secure. Try not to send them back and forth as attachments. Now, the reason why that's a whole lot better is that you've seen in the email section that opening attachments is one of the primary ways that you can get infected across the internet, and email is still the primary mechanism that the hackers use to get you into trouble. So if you're just sending a link to a document that's in OneDrive, and they're opening the document in OneDrive to go and have a look at it, no attachments traveled back and forth, and checking to see that the link goes to your OneDrive is easy enough. So it makes life a whole lot easier. The second thing it does is that the document's never stored on any of these machines, which means that if you lose the machine, there's not a copy of the document out in the wild. The flip side to that is if the machine burns up or breaks, your documents are online and are up to date online. You can just log into another machine and carry on. So online sharing really does make a lot of sense. And it also keeps all of the weight of the documents out of the local drives. Only grant the rights that are required. I mean, often we go and share something with somebody and the default's full access and we just carry on. And that's not really great, because you then come back later and you realize somebody's changed the document you've shared with them, and now you don't know what the original numbers were, and those kind of things become a bit of a problem. So rather, when you're sharing files, make sure you're granting only as much rights as what are required. If they need to read the file and comment, then just give them read and comment. And then I like to have a belt and braces, because you never want your trousers around your ankles. So back up to an external drive for a second copy, or a USB stick or something else that you've got. But your really important stuff, have another copy, maybe even put it in a safe somewhere. You don't have to take the copy on a very regular basis. It doesn't have to be a daily backup to an external drive, but at least an annual backup to an external drive of the really important documents that you've gathered over the years is a really good idea.